Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, members of our lovely community from Alcohol, Pain to Peace. This is a private space where you will learn the truth about your problem drinking and how to change it with grace and ease, regardless of whether you want to stop completely or you want to become a simply social drinker, someone who can enjoy the occasional glass of wine without stress, fear of losing control, without having to worry about relying on willpower or trying to control cravings, where alcohol doesn't come into your head every day. You don't have that internal struggle. You don't have that battle. So this is the space where I share with you what I have learned to be absolutely true of problem drinking. My name is Sonia Grimes. I am the life recovery coach. And I labeled myself an alcoholic for over 28 years. I had to label that because it made literally no sense why I was trapped in this horrific cycle of drinking, of lying, of hiding. I was bringing up my most beautiful, precious gift in life, my son. And I was desperate to not drink. My physical health was suffering. My emotional health was definitely suffering. His emotional health was suffering. And I tried everything to change my drinking. I tried limiting, being mindful, various therapies and interventions, and I would never do down any therapy or intervention, because if it works for you, that's all that matters. When you find your path, you just stick with it. And I couldn't change my drinking at all. And then I went to the doctor and was told that my liver was having problems with my liver, and I absolutely had to stop. And you would think, and I'm a very loving mother, that that would be enough. And it terrified me so much, I started to drink more. Now I understand completely why, and this is what I bring to you today. This is the first part of what I bring to you today. And then suddenly one day I did stop. I had what others would call an aha moment, a magenta moment, whatever, where I suddenly was easily able to change my drinking. And for 7 years, I think, I didn't drink at all. And then about 2 years ago, I was away on holiday and I had no struggle with not drinking, just wasn't there. And then about 2 years ago, I was away on holiday with my gorgeous niece, and I ordered a tonic water, and we were in Turkey. It came back a huge gin and tonic. I was totally unaware. I took a big slug of it, laughing, thinking I drank more of that than I planned to drink of the tonic water, because I was laughing, and it really burnt my throat. It was so strong. And I was so dreadfully upset. I was crying. I was like, oh my God, I've had a drink. I've gone back to day one. It's all over. I'm back in the loop. I'm back in the cycle. And I drank lots of water and calmed myself down and just thought, well, I didn't have another drink that night, but I certainly expected all the old mind chatter, the battle, the fear, the cravings, the trying to find willpower. I expected them all to come back, and none of them did. Not one. The next day I had a bit of a headache. It was strong, and that was it. That was all. None of the old symptoms, I don't know another word for it, came back. And that was a huge chunk of awareness and learning for me that has really powered me forward in my understanding and in my work as a life recovery coach. So I now drink occasionally. Socially, I've just been away on holiday again, and I had, I think I had a Harvey Wallbanger one night and a glass of wine another night, and neither of those I drank quickly. I made choices. I was sitting, oh, it's so lovely. It was just such lovely evenings. And I'd had my one drink because I felt like it, and we were all doing a toast. It was my choice. And it was a choice. It wasn't like, oh my God. It was like, oh, I think I'll have one. And then I stopped and went back to my water. So I was a hugely problematic, drinking was a huge problem in my life. And now, as a simply social drinker, it's a non-event. It's something that I can choose to do or not to do. Mainly I choose not to, just me. And when I do, I really enjoy the one glass, sometimes the two, and then I stop. So that's me. That's what I know to be true. And today I'm going to tell you the only difference between a problem drinker and a simply social drinker. You hold beliefs within you that alcohol bring you something. Now, please don't just switch off because you've heard that. Anyway, sorry, thank you for everyone that's joining me. I'm not saying names out loud because I'm just not going to do that. Thank you. It's lovely to see you here. Thank you for taking the time. You hold beliefs around alcohol. And even if that's just like, this is not what I hear, you need to listen to this because you're going to understand it. And it's going to make a huge difference to you when you take it on board. A problem drinker has the belief within them that alcohol brings them something, whether it's peace of mind, whether it's calm, whether it's relaxation, whether it's confidence on nights out, whether it's numbing out or blanking out, whatever that is. Blanking out and numbing out is better than feeling the way you're feeling at the moment. If it makes you feel confident on a night out, then what you're actually saying is, I feel anxious, or I feel nervous, or I feel unsure. When you go for a drink to calm and relax yourself, it means you're not calm and you're not relaxed. And it may be that the not calm and the not relaxed is because you've had a busy day, or it may be just the result of your mind battle that's gone on every day. But your beliefs that you hold around alcohol are the only difference between the way a problem drinker drinks and the way a simply social drinker drinks. The problem drinker has the belief that alcohol brings them something in intention, not the result. The problem drinker has the belief that changing your drinking will be hard. The problem drinker has fear around alcohol and confusion around alcohol and alcohol in their life. The simply social drinker does not hold any of those beliefs. That's it. That's all. The problem drinker knows that it might enhance a good time, but they don't rely on it to bring them comfort. The problem drinker doesn't fear not drinking. And I can't remember, and doesn't fear not drinking too, excuse me. And the problem, the simply social drinker doesn't have any belief that changing their drinking will be hard. That's it, that's all. So I'm going to explain to you what beliefs are. And in this world of coaching, maybe you'll have heard of limiting beliefs, I don't know, but this is absolutely the truth. Your beliefs are created by experiences you've had, learned, whether you had them personally or whether you've seen them, and they have settled in with you because you've had evidence to support them. So a problem drinker has learned at some point that alcohol brings them something, whether it's released from trauma, and I pray to God that's not you, whether it brings you a bit of confidence when you're going out and you want to chat to a girl or a guy you like, whatever, whether you are so disconnected from yourself that you don't think, I need to sit down and relax. You think, I need a drink to calm me down, that sort of thing. So you have, through evidence, if you didn't have the evidence of it, the belief wouldn't exist. And it has settled within you as a belief that alcohol brings you something. And your beliefs determine what you do, not what you think. Your thinking mind says, for Christ's sake, Sonia, don't do this. For Christ's sake, Sonia, look what you're doing to Christopher. For Christ's sake, stop. You're killing yourself. You're hurting yourself. I'm so ashamed. I'm so embarrassed. I'm looking at my phone. Who did I call last night? I consciously know that. And those conscious thoughts make me feel so bad, so far from comfort. This is in the past, that the belief that alcohol brings me something came so strongly into play, I drank. That is exactly the same for you. The conversation you might have in your conscious mind might be different. It's not going to be vastly different. In all my years of coaching and the thousands of men and women I've coached to freedom and peace around alcohol, the language might be slightly different. The feelings it creates, the despair, the embarrassment, the shame, the fear, they're all the same. You think something that creates this desperate feeling inside of you that you drink to comfort. That's where your problem drinking lies. That's where your problem drinking lies. And that's why changing problem drinking is so hard, when you in any way focus on alcohol, when you focus on limiting alcohol, when you focus on being in control of alcohol, when you focus on being mindful of alcohol, when you focus on trying to avoid alcohol, when you try to avoid places, people, or situations where there is alcohol, all of those keep your thinking, because you're thinking firmly focused on alcohol and trying to deny yourself something you think in intention, sorry, not think, you feel in intention brings you comfort. Do you understand that? That is 100% the truth of you and everybody who struggles to change their drinking. You cannot change your drinking by trying to force yourself to stop doing something you currently feel brings you comfort. And the mind battle you go through has got nothing to do with alcohol either. That is you consciously thinking, don't do it, for Christ's sake, don't do it. And the feelings of desperation, fear, cravings, desire, whatever you want to call them, that come up in response to the way you're thinking, that pull you apart. Those voices in your head, that internal struggle, literally is you consciously thinking, don't do it, and your belief being your unconscious of, it'll be better this time, it won't be the same, you deserve it, it's not as bad as you think, we'll start tomorrow. And those thoughts pull you apart to the point where you are in so much discomfort that it pings and you just drink. Do you recognize that too? It's 100% the truth. It's a belief. Now, you may or may not know to apply limiting beliefs to the things that we often hear about money, abundance, relationships. You know, if you didn't have these limiting beliefs, you could earn everything, you'd be limitless, all sorts of things, all of which are true. But what you don't know how to do, which is absolutely the truth, is to apply those beliefs to food. Someone who doesn't struggle with alcohol will recognize 100% what I've said about their struggle with food. Someone who doesn't struggle with food or alcohol would recognize 100% what I've said in their struggle with gambling or shopping or hoarding. It is the belief that you hold around alcohol, what it brings you, how hard change will be, how you will cope without it. It's a cluster of beliefs that keep you trapped in your problem drinking. And the only difference between you as a problem drinker or someone you know as a problem drinker and a simply social drinker is the simply social drinker just does not have those beliefs. That's it. That's all. Now, obviously, when you've had those beliefs in place for a long time, it's not hard to let go of a belief, any belief, but you do need a process. You do need, because otherwise you're as vulnerable as a baby, thinking, okay, I get this. What do I do with this information? What do I do with it? And then you start to think about the information. You think, okay, it makes sense. And for a few minutes, you feel okay. You think, okay, oh, wow, that's a relief. I understand it. But then what do I do? How do I let go of the belief? How do I put in place? What do I do instead of alcohol? You don't do anything instead of alcohol. You be differently. What do I do that will allow me to change my drinking? What do I do? You know, that what do I do creates confusion and uncertainty, which makes the desire for alcohol stronger. So you know it, you don't act on it because you don't know how to act on it, and you stay stuck in your trap. And you feel weaker and weaker and weaker because you know now. Knowing isn't enough. You don't act on what you know, you act on what you feel. And there is a process, a very simple process to changing your drinking with grace and ease. If changing your drinking causes you stress and struggle, you're doing it the wrong way. Stress and struggle is your drinking. Freedom, peace of mind, happiness, control. There's no stress and struggle in there at all. You just don't know how to do it yet, for now. So you now know the only difference between the problem drinker, they hold the cluster of beliefs that alcohol brings them something, and the simply social drinker who does not have those beliefs, who does not expect, hope, pray for any sort of comfort from alcohol, who just enjoys having a drink and then stopping. That's it. That's all. So this is a short food for thought video. to help you start to understand. Watch this again and again. Let my message settle. It will land in only a good place because there's only a good place for it to land. And then if you already say, okay, I accept it's a belief, I don't know what to do about that, I'm not quite sure of the process, then you need to contact me. Because if you are going to take any steps that don't deal with the belief, that focus on alcohol in any shape or form, other than evidence that you are further from comfort, you are missing, it's not going to happen. I'm so sorry, it's not going to happen. So that's it. I am going to be running my Simply Social Drinker, my new Simply Social Drinker online program. And it's not an online program where it's videos and no contact. That doesn't work either. It's not enough to have a selection of videos and workbooks with no contact, with your questions being answered real time, because on a good day, you can do that on a day when you're in comfort, if you like. And on a day when you're not in comfort, you will be looking at it from a more stressed state, a more desperate state. And in stress and desperation, lights go out. There's nothing. So if you're interested in changing your drinking at the root level and finding peace and freedom and happiness from the root level, let's talk. I start in July and I am so excited about this. And I'm ready. I hope you are too. Right. Let's be kind and gentle with yourselves. Oh, my glasses, crazy town. And take care. Bye-bye.